guys, this is Kaimul Jewel. You're welcome to my channel with another new tutorial. Today in this tutorial, we are going to build this fully functional calculator using React.js. Alongside building this calculator, we are going to learn React functional component and their reusability, React file and folder structure. Going to learn how to loop through an array using map function, use of sass, flex and grid, responsiveness using media query. We're going to learn some method as well. For example, includes, replace, slice, concat, addition assignment, evaluation, and function constructor, and many more. This calculator is fully functional and fully responsive as well. Please code along with me. Definitely, you will learn plenty things today. So without making any delay, let's dive into code. So I have opened VS Code editor and browser. I keep it side by side. And inside the VS Code editor, I have created one React app. I name it as a calculator. And I created this one. Inside this calculator, I have created some component here. Before this, I have cleaned all unnecessary file and folder. If I go to the public folder, there is one index.html. Inside the index.html, I cleaned all comment. There was some comment. I cleaned all the comment and I put my change my title. I name it as a calculator. And if I go to source folder, I have created one component folder here. Inside the component folder, I have created another folder named calculator. And inside the calculator, I have created two folders, one for parent, one for child. Inside the parent folder, I have created one component, calculator.js, and one CSS file for this component. And inside the child, I have created one component, button.js, and one CSS file for this component. And inside the calculator folder, I have created another component. I name it as a data component, calculator data.js. And inside the data component, I have created one array of 19 objects, and each and every single object representing as a button, a single button. And every button got unique ID, they got title, they got value. So I'll loop through this array and I'll exported this array to our parent component, and I will pass those data to our child component as a props. And I'll show you how to do it. So if I go to this is our app.js. When you install React app, it comes by default. So this is our app.js. This is the parent of all component. So inside this app.js, all component, I will import it here. And this is the index.js, and this is actually our root directory for all our code. Actually, all code will go here. So I will import it only app.js here, and inside the app.js, I will import it all other component. So I have created one CSS file for this app.js as well. So if I go to the package.json, if you look at here, I have installed one React icon library because I'm going to use one icon, and I'm going to use sass for styling. Is a CSS extension, so it's basically CSS actually, but it's a bit easy to use. I don't need to worry about too many classes. So if you look at our all component, is actually empty. If I go to the button.js, is empty, and calculator.js is empty as well, and our app.js is empty as well. So we're going to start our coding from scratch. And if you look at here in our browser, I have opened two browsers here. One is for our current browser. This is where our code will display. And this is our finished project. So I keep it here because whenever I need, I can look at it. So let's get started from app.js. So I open app.js, and inside this app.js, I'm going to create one boilerplate. In order to do this, I have to have one VS Code extension installed. After installing this one, which will allow us to type one command, RAFCE. If I click enter, which will generate this boilerplate of functional component. So inside this component, app component, I'm taking one div with class name of app, and inside this app div, I'm taking one h1 tag, and I'm giving our app name calculator. So I can see now this is displaying on our browser. So for time I'm closing now. So this is what it looks like. So now I'm going to style this this app component. So before this, I'm importing our CSS here. Now I'm going to open the app.css. So I want to mention here, I have created already some basic style here. I reset all default margin and padding given by browser, and I'm using one font family sans serif and text transform capitalized, so that I don't need to worry about a small letter and capital letter. So I'm taking my app class name app, what I created already, and I'm giving some width and height. Now I'm giving width is 100 v width, I'm giving some height 100 v height, and I'm giving one background color. Background color is a teal, and I'm giving, and I want to say whatever inside this browser, I want them in the center. So I want to say display flex and align item center, justify content center. So now everything is in the center now. Okay. Now for H1, I'm going to now H1. I'm giving some font size, say 3 rem, and giving some color, white color. So this is what it looks like. Now I'm closing this one. Now I'm going to open our parent folder, calculator.js. So inside this component, I'm typing RAFCE, which will generate this boilerplate of the functional component. And inside this div, I'm taking one class name, one div with class name of container. So if you look at our finished project, look at here. This is whole within as a container, and inside this container there is a two part. One is this display, and another one is this button. So this one I name it as a. So this is actually inside the container there is two div. One is this one, and another one this button. So this div I name it as a screen, and this div I name it as a keypad. So inside this screen there is a two part. One is for this gray, this coloring one, and another one this white. One for input, another one for output. So whatever I type, it will go here. And when I say this plus this, when I click the equal, it will give this result. So whatever I type, it will go here, and result will go here. So I can say this is input, this is output. So now inside this container, I'm taking two div. One is for screen, and I'm taking another div for keypad. So inside this screen, there is a two div. One is for input, and one is for output. So inside the input, for time being, I'm giving some random number, and inside the output I'm giving some number as well. So later I'm going to replace this number with our state. Actually we're going to use useState hooks, so we're going to replace that one by our state. So for time being I leave it like this, and inside the keypad I will bring our button component what I created already here. So when I have not created yet, so when I created I will import it here. So for time being I'll leave it empty. Now I'm going to style this our calculator.js component. So before this I'm importing this CSS here. So I'm importing CSS here. I import calculator.css. Now I'm going to open calculator.css. Now I'm taking my class name container what I created already, and inside this container I'm giving some width, say 650 pixel, and giving height. So I want to say height auto, and I want to give some background color chocolate, and I want to give some padding 1 rem, and I want to give some border red padding 1 rem and border radius 10 pixel. So I cannot see anything on our browser because I didn't import this one, this component inside our app.js app component. So I'm importing this one now. So, and just first one I click, it will import it automatically here. So I can see now. So if I go calculator.js, so this is our container. This is what look like. So look at here, this our title and this container, they're displaying in a row. This is not what I want. So I want to say go to the app.css, and I mentioned here display flex. I want to mention flex direction column. So look at here now is in a column now. So this title and the container is very close. So I want to give some margin bottom 3 rem. Now there is some gap. It look nice. Now I'm going to calculate CSS again. So if you look at here, there is a inside the container there is a one class name is a screen, another class name is a keypad. So I'm going to style the screen. I'm taking all the class name, then I'll do two. So I'm going to style the screen first. So if you go here inside the screen, there is another 2 class. One is input, one is output. So I'm going to bring those one first. Input. Another one is the output. So I'm going to start the screen first, then input, then output. So inside the screen, I want to give some width is 100% of the container. I want to give some height 120 pixel, and I want to give some background color. So this is what our screen actually. So now I want to give some border 3 pixel solid, and I want to give some border radius as well 5 pixel. Now I want to give some color. Whatever inside it should be black, and whatever inside the screen there is a 2 div. One is input, one is the output. So I want to say display flex, and on top of each other, that's why I say display flex direction is a column. Okay. So there is this room. I want to divide it equally. I mean, input, there is a 2 div input and output. So I want them, divided by equally. So that's why I want to say here, flex 1, and this one flex 1 as well. Okay, so it's divided equally now. Look at here. So first thing, I want to give some background color to the input. Background color. So that I can, it now is identical. This is input, this is output. Now I want to style input and output together. So input and output, they will get the same style. So if I write same style here, it will be repeating. That's all what, I mean, not every style it will be same, but some style is the same. So I don't want to repeat again same style 2 times. So that's why I want to say input and output, they will get the same style. It's I will say display flex and align item center. And I want to say justify content flex end. So now they are in the center and in the flex end from right hand side. Now I want to give them some padding. Padding 0. .5 rem. So 0 from top and bottom, and from left and right 0.5 rem. I want to say font weight bold. Now input, I want to give some font size. Say 2.5 rem. And output, I want to give some font size as well. Say 3 rem. Now this one with this color and this font color doesn't look nice, so I want to change the color, white color, so it looks nice now. So our input color is white, our output color is a black. So if you look at our finished project, in front of this result, I mean output, there is one equal sign. So I'm going to the calculator.js, so I'm taking one S pen here. Pen, and I'm giving this equal sign here. So if I go to our browser, see, I got the equal sign. So this is very close. I want to give some margin for the S pen. So S pen is inside the output. So I say inside the output there is S pen, and I want to say margin right 0.3 rem or 0.3 rem. Say 0.5 rem. This look nice now. So far I finished styling of our calculator component. So now I'm going to open our button component, button.js, and I want to close all other component from here. app.js, app.css, and so inside the button component, I want to type RAFCE, which will generate this boilerplate of the functional component. So inside this component, I'm taking one button only, and I'm typing anything. I mean, one button name is a C. Now I can't see anything at the moment, so I'm going to input this button inside the keypad. Just I click first one, it will input automatically here. So it's a button from child folder. Now I can see our button here. So look at here, there is only one button. Now it's time to bring our all button from our component.data.js. Okay. So look at here, this is there is a 19 button, so there is only one button. So another so all other button will come from here. Now I'm going to the calculator.js. I'm importing data first. So import items. So if you look at here, so this is our actually array name is items. So I'm saying items. So if you click this first one, it will bring our data automatically here. So I have imported this folder or component here. Now I'm going to using map function, taking one curly bracket, items dot map, taking callback function. Inside this map, I'm saying return what? Return this button. So I'm cutting from here and paste here. So I got now, look at here, I got now 19 button here. Okay. So now all button is same. Now I need to change their title, their ID, and their value. Okay. So look at here. Every button got unique ID, title, and value. So I'm going to import this one in our calculator.js. So I'm giving one key. So whenever we use the map function, we have to provide one key. I mean, key is a unique ID. Otherwise, we get the warning. So we're providing key is equal to our item.id. This ID come from here. See, every button they got unique ID, title, and value. So I'm going to bring our title as well. So title, item.title, and bring the value. So still nothing changed, because this data now I need to pass to our child component. This is the parent component. So child component is a button.js. So button.js accept this data as a prop. So I can say here only props, but I don't want to do this. I want to say directly name that props. So what I'm bringing here, title and value. So now instead of this AC, I'm writing title here. So now title of the every button is changed now. Now every button is their individual name. Now this button accept the value as well. Value is equal to value. Now it's time to style our button. Before this, I'm importing the CSS from the CSS. Now I'm going to open the button.css. Now there is no class name, only button. I'm giving some width 150 pixel and giving padding 100. Now this is what it looks like. Now look at here. It's not distributed. I mean, take their place equally. So I'm going to our keep it. Inside the keep it. Now I want to mention here display grid and grid template column. Say repeat 4 column. If you look at our finished project, say there is a 1, 2, 3, 4 column. So I want to say grid 4 column, and every column should be equal. I mean 1 fraction, 1 FR. So this is how it look like, but still see there is some room. So I want to mention here width is 100% of the container. Now it look nice. Now I want to have some gap, say 0.3 rem. Yeah, so I have some gap, column and row. I have some gap here. Now look at here, this screen and this keypad is very close. So I want to have some gap between this keypad and this screen. So I want to say, go to the screen here. I want to say margin bottom 0.5 rem. Now there is a gap. Okay. Now I'm going to the button.scss. Now giving some font size 0.3 rem, and giving some font weight, bold, and giving some. So if you look at here, there is some border around. So I do not have any border. I want to say border none. And when I click, there will be outline as well. So I want to have no outline. Okay. Now I want to give some background color. This is what it looks like. And I want to say color on the top is a white. Okay. Now when I click this one, I want to say cursor pointer. Yeah, so now is a cursor is a pointer now. Okay. Now if I look at our finished project, see there is some button got their individual style. So I need to change those style as well. And this button take 2 rows. So I need to mention that one as well. So look at this button got different color. So how to select those button? So every button and child 1 and child 2 and child 3 and child 4. So these 4 together I'll give one style. This 2 is a different style, and this one is different, and this one is different as well. So I'm going to select those one. Now I select this first one is a and child 1 first button I select. So I want to have some background color. Background color is, and I give some font size 2 rem, and I want to have some font weight as well. Say 900. Okay. Now I want to select the second one, second child. So I'm copying this one. I'm giving some background color. So I need to select this child number 2. This is not what I want. This is not what I want. I want this color. So it changed now. Now I'm going to select those buttons. Now I select number 3, number 4, and number 8 and number 12. So I want to have some background color. Say BG. Black. Now they got their own style. Now I'm going to select this one. Now I want to select this 19. Copy from here. So and child number 19. I want to have some background color. Now this is what it look like. Now I want to select this one, number 18. I'm selecting parent and number 18 child. 18. I want to mention here. Sorry. See, look at here. This button take 2 rows. This is what I need to mention. I say grid row. Grid row. It will expand from line what? From line 4. So 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line. You expand from 4 and take 2 expand. From line 4 and expand 2. Expand 2. But see, this move here. Okay. But I want to this equal. I want to stay here. So I want to mention that one as well. Stay here in a grid column 4. Okay. So I need to mention grid column 4. Now, sorry, I need to change the number. This is the 19. So this is the button number actually 16. Okay. So I need to mention that one as well. Button number 16. See, it changed now. And I want to have some background color. Say PC color. I want to say gray. It changed now. And whatever on the top, I want to say button color should be black. This is what it looks like. Now I finished so far styling this button as well. So we finished our whole styling of our whole app, I mean calculator, but when I click, it's not functioning. Okay, so now it's time to make it functional. Before that, I want to have some hover effect here. So in a button, I want to say select this parent and click hover. I want to say transform scale. So is a 1. I want to say when I click should be 9. I mean go bit inside. Okay. Now see when I click, it's going become bit small. It's look nice, but it's not smooth actually. It's jumping from each other. So I want to have some transition here. So it's a transition, and transition name is a transform. And I want to say 0.3 second. Now look at here. When I click, it's very smooth now. So we finished actually. Now it's time to make it functional. Now it's time to make it functional. I'm closing all. I'm opening our parent component, I mean calculator.js. Now inside this calculator.js, I'm going to use useState hooks to make it functional. So if I look at here, there is a input and this is the output. So I need to change this value of this input and output. To change this value, I need to use the useState hooks. So I'm going to use two useState here, one per input, one per output. So I'm going to initializing those state here. The state, so I'm taking one state for input. So I'm saying taking one parameter input and one function for this parameter set input, and I'm taking another useState for the output. So just I take one parameter output and function for this parameter set output. So now I need to input this useState from the React. Now as I mentioned before, whatever inside this screen, I mean input and output, is coming from the state actually. So I'm replacing this number with our input and this number with output. So our initial state is empty. If I put it 0 here, you can see 0 on the display. Even inside the output, I will say 0. You can see 0 here. If I say 1, 2, 3, you can see 1, 2, 3 here. If I say here 4, 5, 6, you can see 4, 5, 6 here. Okay, so I'm leaving with 0. So if I want to change this value, I need to execute this function. Okay, set input and set output. So how we're going to do this, we will see later. Now I have declared this useState inside the parent component. Child component need this as well. So I'm going to pass this state to the child component. So child component accept this as a props. Okay, so I'm writing here input is equal to input set input is equal to set input, set output is equal to output, and set output is equal to set output. Now I'm going to the child component, I mean button.js, and this button.js accept this as a props. Okay, so input set input, output set output. Now look at here. If I look at our finished project, see when I click, this number is displaying. When I delete this one, number is deleting. When I clear, is clearing all. When I say percentage, giving the percentage. When I say 2 plus 3, giving this the result. So every button has their own functionality, and every button has the on click event as well. When I click, something is happening. That means every button has the on click event and has their own functionality as well. So this number and division times minus plus has the same functionality, and this all clear, delete, percentage and equal has the different functionality. So I need to create those function first, then I need to add with the button as well. So I'm creating those function first, constant. So I can, in naming purpose, you can name it whatever you want. So I'm saying display number, and I'm taking arrow function. Now I created one function, so I need to have another 4 function. So I'm duplicating this 4 times. Now I'm changing the name. So this one, say for this button, say clear, and this one I can say whenever I click this one, it will delete the last digit. So I say delete last digit. You can name it whatever you want, just I'm naming in that way. And for this one is a percentage, and this one for this equal I say calculate. Now it's time to add this function inside the button. So button, I said before, we will take the onClick function. Inside the onClick event, I'll put all those functions what I created already. So here I don't need to take the anonymous function because I created here arrow function. So just I need to declare that function inside the onClick event. Okay, so I'm declaring display number. So I need to add another onClick event, and I want to say clear. So similarly, this one I can say percentage. This one I can say calculate. Okay, but look at here. If I hover this one, see say what they're saying. It's saying no duplicate props is allowed. I means with the button only one onClick event is possible, and one function is possible, not the onClick event and different function. It's not possible. So we cannot write this in this way. So then, but one onClick event with the button, that means all 19 buttons will get the onClick event if I add this onClick event here. But function is different function I need to add. So in this way I cannot add this one. So what I need to do, I need to add this conditionally. Okay, so I'm deleting this. So our display number is a default function. So what I need to say here, conditionally, every button has their value. Okay, so this SE has their value. If I go calculated.data.js, where I have created array of object, and every object got their value. So this title SE, this button has their value SE, and this delete button has their value delete. Button has their own value. So what I need to say here, I need to say here, if value is true, value equal to if SE, and if is true, then add the function of that button, I mean clear. Otherwise, return default function, I mean display number. Okay, so I have add one function. Now I have to add similarly other function as well. Okay, in a similar way. So this is the ternary operator. So to add another function, I need to take one logical operator here, and then I need to say the same thing. So I'm copy this one from here and paste here. So I'm saying if value is equal to delete, then return the delete last digit, otherwise display number. Similarly, I need to add all other function. So I have added all the function. So what I say here, if value is equal to SE, add the clear, otherwise display number, and value equal to delete, add that function delete last digit, otherwise display number. If value equal to person, then add the function of this percentage, and if display equal to if value equal to equal, add that function, I mean calculate. Okay, so I have created function here and I have added those function with the button. Okay, now if I go to our project, if I clicked, nothing is happening. Okay, so I need to, because I didn't I have created the function, but I have not added any functionality of that function. Now it's time to add the functionality. Okay, now this display number, see this display number, this is the function for this number and division times minus plus for this button. Okay, so what I want to say, if I click this 7 should display here, but it's not displaying at the moment. So but what happened when I click, there is one event going on. Okay, so that event got some property. One of the property name is target. So when I click that event, target this button and display the value of that button on the display. Okay, so if I go to, there is an event, and if I console log that event, now if I go to our if I inspect and inside the console, if I click any number now, see one event going on here, and this event got one property is named target. Okay, this targeting the button. If I go, if I now e dot target, see if I click again any number, if I click any number, if I minimize this one a little bit, if I click this number, see this event target that button. Okay, 8, but I need the value of that button, so I need to add here dot value. Now if I click now, it will give the value of that number button. Okay, see if I click 8, give me the 8. If I click 5, give me the 5. I click 2, give me the 2. But I can see this number on the console. If I want to see, if I want to see inside the display, then what I need to do, I'm commenting on this one now. Just I'm taking one variable, let number is equal to e dot target dot value. Now I need to execute this number, set input equal to number. Now if I click now, 7 is displaying here. If I click 8 is displaying here. If I click 9 is displaying here. So it's working now. Okay, so there is another thing to know. When I click 7 is displaying, but when I click 8, 7 is go away and 8 is displaying. What if I want to 4, 5, 6, 1, if I want to display 4, 5, 6 together, it's not happening here, because if I want to do this, when I click 8, there is one string is displaying. If I want to display multiple string, there is one method called concatenation. I have to do concate between two string, then it will display here. So whatever on the display is the input, and whatever I'm typing is the e dot target dot value. So I need to concate between input and e dot target dot value. So what I want to say here, input dot concate. Concate is a method. I want to minimize this. Input dot concate, I mean between input and e dot target value, just I add one concate method. Then now what will happen if I click now 7, see if I click 8, if I click 9, if I click 6, if I click 5, whatever I type, it displaying here. Okay, so there is another things I need to mention here. Instead of this concate, there is another method. It's called so instead of this concate, there is another method. It's called addition assignment. is a plus and equal. If instead of this concat, if I do the just what I want to do, instead of concat, just I want to add this plus and equal. Okay, so look at here now, it will do the same, doing the same. Okay, so we can use concat, we can use plus minus, addition assignment. So this addition assignment is more modern than concat, so I'm recommending using this plus and minus. Okay, now what happened, now I need to add other functionality. If I want to click this one, it's not clearing, so I want to say here set whatever input, I need to clear those, so I say set input is equal to clear. So clear the display and leave it 0. Okay, now if I click this one, see, it's cleared the display, but clearing the display but leaving it 0. So because I put 0 here, so 8. Okay, so now say last digit, I want to say set input is equal to, there is one method called slice. So whatever, say I type 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. If I want to delete this 9, last digit, what I need to say here, there is one method called slice dot slice 0 minus 1. So minus 1 representing here is a whatever input and whatever length. So input dot length, if I want to digit the last one to get the last digit, input dot length minus 1 will give the last digit. So instead of this minus 1, I can say here input dot length minus 1. So you can say minus 1 or input dot length minus 1 will do the same. Now if I click this 8, 9, if I want to delete this, see, it's deleting the last digit. Okay, 7, 8, 9, whatever I type, if instead of 1, if I say here 2, it will delete the two digit together. So if I click, see, it's deleting two digit together. This is not what I want, so I want to say minus 1 only. Now percentage. Okay, so what the percentage doing? Percentage, normally whatever we want to point out the percentage, whatever on the display, if you divide it by 100, it will give us the percentage. See, if I say 400, so whatever on the display is the input, set input divided by 100 will give us the percentage. Now look at here, 45. If I want to say 15%, we will give us the percentage. Now look at here, calculate. Before doing the calculation, I wanna mention here something. See, look at here, when I clearing this, leaving with 0. When I click 4, 5, 0 is still there. This is not what I want. I want when I clear is 0. When I click 7, 0 should go away. 7 should replace the 0. But it's happening at the moment. If when I click 8, 0 is already there and 8 is what I type. So what happening now? Whatever, because of this addition, because of this, whatever on the display and whatever I type, they're doing concatenation. Okay, so this is not what I want. So I want to when I clear, leave it 0, but when I type something, I want to get rid of 0. Whatever I type, that will replace the 0. Okay, so that's why I need to do something here. One condition I need to say, if I need to say one condition here, if this number, if number got the if number includes any value, includes is a method, is check a string inside the string. Includes any value, then return this. Then that number will replace another method called replace. Replace the 0 with whatever I type. So whatever I type is I'm leaving with empty string. Okay. So what will happen now? When I click any number, that will replace the 0, and whatever I type, it will go here. It will display here. Now look at here. If I click 7, it should display, but nothing is displaying. Why? There is one reason. Because of this includes, it's not happening here. So if I go to the console log, if I do console log this includes, whatever now, now I'm console log this number dot includes dot value. I want to say is true or not. Okay. So if I go to our console log, inside the console log, if I clear, if I type 8, it gives me the false. That means if I type 5, give me the false. What that means? It means I said number dot includes dot value. What I said, this number has value or not. This is what I want to check. But when I click, it says false. That means this number has no value. Of course, this number has a value. But why is false? Because includes is if I go here again, this includes is a case sensitive. He doesn't know this number is a small letter or capital letter. That's why giving us false. So to make it true, what I need to do, just I want to minimize this one. Okay, to make it true, what I need to do, in front of number, I have to add one exclamation symbol. Then if I click now, look at here, what will happen? It was before it was false. Because of this symbol, exclamation symbol, if I click 7, it's give me the true now. That means this number has a value. So it's gonna work now. If I comment out this, and if I closing this, and now in front of this number, I'm adding this symbol. Now if I type now 7, see, is working now. Okay. So it's all perfect now. If 7, see, 7 is working. It was 0. When I click 8, is replacing the 0 and displaying 8. Again, I clearing, leaving it 0. If I click 9, 9 is replacing that 0. Okay, it's perfect now. Okay, now almost finished here. Now it's time to our calculation. Okay, so inside the calculation, what I want to say, I type 7 is one string. Okay, and I type plus another string. I type 6 another string. So I want to have a result 7 plus 6 equal to 13. So I want to have a result of 13. If I click this one, it should work. So there is a two string. If I want to have normally what will happen? A string plus a string give us the string. Okay. So this 7 plus 6, it will give us the 76. But if I want to have the real value 13, then there is one method is called evaluation. I need to do evaluation, then it will give us the return the value of the string. Okay, so there is one method called evaluation method. Set input, whatever on the display is input. So I say evaluate that input. What will happen now? If I click again clear, if I click 7 plus 6, and it will give up the, again when I click 7 plus 6, it will give us 13. See, it's give us 13 now. Again when I click 4 divided by 3, it gives us whatever is result. Again I say 8 times 9 give us 72. But I want to show this result in the output. Okay, so but it's not showing here because I say set input. But to display here, I need to mention here, instead of set input, I want to say set output. Now look at here. If I click, whatever I click, it will go to the input 7 minus 2 going to the input. When I click this one, because of the set output, it will display the result here. See, it's 5 here. Now, another thing I need to mention here, when you use the event, we need to use the event. We should use the one prevent default. It will prevent the all default functioning. So now look at here. When I click 5 plus 6, it gives me the result 11. When I clear, it's clearing the input, not the output. So what I need to do? So I need to say here, set output equal to 0 as well. So now, what happened now? 7 minus 9 is equal to minus 2. If I want to clear, it's clearing all because of the set input, set output. Now, there is one problem. See, if I right click here, see what is saying. Eval can be harmful, okay? No eval. So if I go to the MDN, why is harmful? If you go to the here, they will explain never use eval. So there is an explanation why you not to use. If you read it, you can understand better. So instead of eval, there is one method called function. Okay. So I'm going to use that in a function here instead of this eval. Just so I want to say let. Before this, I want to use try and catch method. Try catch. So I want to delete this one. Inside the try, I want to say let calculation equal to eval equal to input. So inside the set output, I want to input this calculation instead of, so it gives the same result, nothing wrong. It gives the same result, 7 plus 6. Just I put this eval input inside the variable, okay? Now instead of this eval, I'm going to use function constructor. So I'm just copy this one again and commenting out this. So instead of this eval, I'm saying here function constructor should be capital letter. And inside the function, I need to return. Return should be inside the string. And plus what I want to return, input. So it should give the same result. It's not working now. 7 plus 9 should give me the result, but not giving the result. So there is a reason, because when you do the return, this last, we need to have one space here, okay? I mean, inside the string, in the last, after the end, there is, I need one space here. Why I need this space? Actually, I have not found too much explanation. So I'm working on it. In future, maybe I will explain if I get a chance. So I'm still learning that one. Why we need to leave the space? I can't explain you at the moment, but this is the solution. So if I go now, 7 plus 6, it gives me the 13. All working perfect. So if I say 15% of 400 is equal to what? Is equal to 60. Again, 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. So yeah, give that now. I got the result and it's working. So instead of eval, I'm using this function. Now inside the error, what I want to say? I want to say set output. You can say just type error, okay? So what normally what happened? This 7 plus, sometimes we click the, this equal. So what will give us? Nothing give us. So I want to say at least give us 7. That means delete the last digit. If I, by mistake, if I click this equal, it's leave the empty, nothing is here. So I want to say if I type like something like this, by mistake, if I click equal, at least give me the 7, okay? So that's why I want to say, just I want to just copy this one from here and put inside here, okay? So what will happen now? If I click 8 plus, if I click 5 plus, and I click this one, give me the 5, okay? Instead of empty, give me the 5. So you can put anything, just say it's empty, just you can say error you can say whatever you want, like you can say here. Okay, so we finish here. Another thing I need to mention here, see, look at here. When I click 7, then I want to click 0. Okay, see, in a first click 0 not working. If I click again in a second click, 0 is displaying here. That means what? I say here replace the 0. So when I click the 0, is replacing the 0 first, then display going to the inside the empty string. Then I can see 0 here. So again, if I say 8 and I clicking 0, 0 not displaying here. If I click again, 0 displaying here. So what happened when I click first time is replacing the 0 by itself. Then when I type again is going inside the empty string. Okay, then I can see here. So this is not what I want. So what to solve this problem, I found one solution inside the internet. jQuery use this a lot, and I don't have much explanation for this. If you guys have any explanation, please leave inside the comment. I mean, then I can learn as well. Okay, so set input number replace. So this is the solution. Now what happened? Instead of this 0, I'm writing this one slash and this. Now 7, I click 0, 0 is displaying. Again clear 4, 0 is displaying. So as much as there is no problem at all now. So all button is now functional. Everything is functional now. Okay, so 9 divided by 6, 9 divided by 6 is 1.5. So everything is functional. So it's time to make it responsive. So I'm inside the calculator.scss, I mean parent component. So inside the container, this current width is 650 pixel. So I'm going to set only one breakpoint for mobile. So I want to say it max width is 520, then width should be 90p width. And inside the input, there is a font size. I want to say change the font size as well. So font size is 2.5 rem. So I want to say if max width is 520, font size should be 2 rem. And inside the output as well, I want to say font size should be 2.5 rem when it's 520 pixel. So now I'm going to button.scss. So inside the button.scss, so their current width is 150 pixel. If max width is 520, I want to say width should be 20 width. Now if I inspect now, see our current width is 520 and in 520 is responsive. So if I go to the tablet, 768 is still responsive. If I go to the 520 is responsive. So I have set only one breakpoint. You can set as many as you want. So it's very easy to make responsive. Now I want to mention here something. If I type this one and when it's come to the end, it's going to outside of the screen, I mean outside of the container. So this is not what I want. I want to, whatever I type, I want to stay inside the screen, I mean inside the container. So I need to go to the calculator.scss, I mean inside the screen. So I need to mention here, I want to mention here a few lines. So I want to say overflow hidden, and overflow ref is a break what, and what ref is a break what, and what break is a break all. So this 4 line, now see, I know it's not going to happen. We don't have that big number, but still something we need to know. So it's all okay now. So all button is functional and we finish our app. So this is what for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you found this tutorial useful, please subscribe my channel, like my video, share my video. Thanks for today and thanks for watching.